Dear educators, you are invited to Sqaaf 4 to discuss the scholastic activities and processes as envisaged by NEP and laid down in NCF. It interprets curriculum planning, teaching learning processes and student performance, assessment of learning outcomes and feedback in detail. Now it's time for me to introduce our new AI Sarah for inviting the moderator of this session.
Good evening to all. I welcome all the dignified participants to the 180th web training series of Bharat Sahadaya powered by BTAG. Now I take this opportunity to introduce today's moderator, Ms. Beena Prakash. Ms. Beena is a senior PGT at Campion School teaching 12th grade mathematics for the last 33 years. We go through her 3 decades of teaching career. She was head evaluator for class 10 from 2004 to 2007 and from 2008 onwards head evaluator for 12th class mathematics. She is a CBSE resource person and has conducted teacher enrichment programs and student motivational programs at schools, School Innovation Ambassador, member in preparing learning outcomes material for Class 10 for National Achievement Survey, BIND CERT. She is a member of the Association of Mathematics Teachers in Chennai. She is the State Director for MP Chapter for APJ Abdul Kalam National Council of Young Scientists, India. She is the Bhopal District Director of National Council of Teacher Scientists. Ms. Beena takes regular classes for secondary and higher secondary mathematics subject in PM eVidya since its inception, which is telecast all over India. And she has attended many national conferences on mathematics education. Beena ma'am, it is our utmost pleasure to have you as our moderator of this grand session. Stage is yours ma'am, over to you.
Beena ma'am, over to you. All the best, ma'am.
Good evening. I'm really overwhelmed by the way I've been introduced by the team BTAG. Thanks a lot. I'm extremely grateful to Dr. Salam sir for giving me this opportunity of being a moderator in this 180th web training session being conducted today by BTAG in collaboration with CBSE Bharat Sahodaya and our brilliant resource person for the evening, Madam Priya Murli. Good evening, everyone. In this beautiful hour of the day, dusk is the time when nature returns home to rest. But for we teachers, it's the time for preparing ourselves for a productive day for our students who we want should conquer not only the earth, but the moon and the skies as well. It is rightly said, the sun never sets for a teacher. The 180th session today is dealing with NEP Scholastic and co-scholastic activities and its processes. Thus, this session is a part 4 of the Sqaaf series, and I'm sure Priya ma'am has a host of ideas, techniques, and activities with her to make the session as brilliant as her previous 3 sessions. For the smooth conduct of today's webinar, I request all the participants to mute themselves and keep their cameras on. There will be a question answer session towards the end, wherein all the questions posted in the chat box will be discussed. Still, in case during the session you have anything to be clarified, please raise your hand, which I think will not happen, as Priya ma'am shall clarify all the minute details during the session itself. Participants will be able to get a certificate only when they fill in the feedback and certificate link, which will be shared towards the end of the session. Please stay connected till the end. We all are eagerly waiting to hear the words of wisdom from Dr. Salam sir. On behalf of all present, I take this opportunity to welcome Dr. Salam sir to deliver his valuable message through a welcome note. We, the teacher community, are really very grateful to Dr. Salam sir for creating BTAG, a platform for empowering the teachers. It is his mission that has ignited and inspired many teachers across the country. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Dr. Abdul Salam who is a distinguished resource person, a CBSE master trainer, a principal of Vigbur High, Bangalore, founder of Bharat Transformers Academic Group, a consortium of educators and teaching fraternity across the globe, connecting them together to empower teachers to be a guiding light for future through the young generation. Sir, it's indeed our pleasure to have your presence, and I request you to take over and deliver your welcome speech. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Priya, ma'am. Miss
Yeah, good
Sarita, Miss Beena, Jacob, everyone. Sorry for the delay. I'll be very quick because we have very less time. Well, I like the saying, quoted by Beena, ma'am. The sun never sets for teachers. Aptly said. I think it does not indicate the workload of teachers that they have to sit and Of course, what I understand is the mission.
Definitely not, sir. Definitely not.
Yes, yes. The mission the teacher has with her or him to fulfill for completing or to contribute to the nation, to inspire others. In front of us, we have an inspiration, Miss Priya Murali, a CBSE award winner. Always, keeps us motivated. There are many people like Priya Murali ma'am. Here in Karnataka, I was, reading about an inspirer, an inspirational uh, personality who is a very common man called Harekala Hajappa. The importance of about him is he is an orange seller who inspired a lot of people with his mission to educate. Being an orange seller, he founded a school. Can we believe? It so happened to him that while selling orange, many foreigners come to him and communicate with him in English, which he never understood. He often took the help of passers-by to translate. He kept thinking that this his situation should not happen to his children or anyone in his locality. One day's earning was just 80 rupees in those days, 1970s. But he kept saving money. And after 20 years, after 2 decades, he built a school where 175 underprivileged children got education right from nursery to grade 10. We have to be someone like Harekala Hajaba to inspire ourselves first, then inspire others through our vision and mission to educate others. So I think this kind of meeting every Saturday, every week we have should be beneficial to us and others. I take this opportunity to thank Ria ma'am once again. She always keeps saying, sir, we should give one session to teachers, help them. This is the spirit, this is the inspiration. So thank you so much, Priya ma'am, Beena ma'am, everyone. I welcome everyone to this session. Thank you so much. Over to Beena Prakash ma'am. Thank you.
So, thank you, sir. So, each time you come out with a new example, which definitely will make a difference in everybody's life. Thank you, sir, for giving us examples each time. Now, I request Beena Jacob ma'am, the Joint Secretary Bharat Sahodaya, to express her view before the session. Ma'am is a multi-talented personality who has worked in different capacities. She is presently the principal of MGM International at Kilimanur in Kerala. Over to you, ma'am. Beena ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. It's a very thank you from Miss Beena to Miss Beena.
Yes.
So good evening to Dr. Abdul Salam sir, CBSE Master Trainer, founder and director of BTAG, distinguished resource person of this evening, Miss Priya Murali ma'am, Miss Sarita Warrior, and esteemed the participants. It's a wonderful, it's wonderful to see a big group of educators coming together to delve into the NEP and also NCF. It's a great opportunity provided by BTAG for all the educators to discuss and understand the scholastic activities and the processes in connected with NEP and NCF. And on this auspicious moment, let me recall the words of Honorable Union Education Minister Sri Dharmendra Pradhan. He rightly said, if NEP is the guiding principle, NCF is a pathway. So there is no doubt to say that national curriculum framework will empower and enable the teaching learning process by converting and or
It seems there's a network. Yes, Beena ma'am. It seems there's a network.
is not audible, ma'am?
Now it's audible.
Now you are audible.
Okay. So as I was saying, that national curriculum framework will surely empower and enable the teaching learning process by converting the vision of NEP 2020 into a reality. So as we are the future lovers and the educators, we must have a crucial role to make it happen.
Veena ma'am has network issues, it seems.
It seems, yes, there's a network issue.
Okay, it's not audible. It's not audible. I think there is a, hello?
Hello, ma'am. Now you're audible.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Let this session be a stepping stone for all the stakeholders to bring a positive change in every classroom. Best regards to Priya ma'am, Salam sir, Beena ma'am, Sarita ma'am, and all the participants. Thank you and have a nice evening.
Thank you, Beena ma'am. Now, it's going to be 3 years since the launch of the National Education Policy, the policy that focuses on quality education of schools, which plays a very important role in the upliftment of the society. I wholeheartedly welcome Priya Murali ma'am, our resource person for this evening session. Ma'am has over 3 decades of teaching experiences. She started her career from Mahatma Montessori Matriculation Higher Secondary School, KK Nagar, Madurai, in 1989. She worked there till 1994. From 2001 to 2020, she worked with Indian School, Muscat. She was the first person from Sultanate of Oman to be selected as an assessor by CBSE. She was awarded the prestigious Best Teacher Award in 2018 by CBSE, the only person to be awarded from the Gulf countries. She is now the principal at Mahatma Global Gateway, CAIE. She has also authored a book on experiential learning. Her feathers are multicolored, as is seen by her charismatic personality. Being a true leader, she not only inspires her school teachers and students, but is ready to handhold the teacher community across the country. On behalf of all, I request Madam Priya to make us understand the landing techniques of the Sqaaf. Priya ma'am, over to you.
Salam sir, can I begin? Ma'am, can I begin?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Yes. Good evening, one and all. Thank you, Salam sir, Veena Prakash ma'am, Veena Jacob, Ms. Savita Warrior, and teachers all across the country who have joined for this learning session today. At the first instance, I would like to apologize for the slight delay in the start of the session. And of course, we are all here, we are all gathered here for learning. So I congratulate each one of you for having joined this session. And whatever little I know, I'm sure I'm going to share with you. Sir, there are two things that I would like to tell at the start. I would be giving some small, PDF notes as well for teachers so that they can use it as a tool of reference, as well as my PPT. So they just have to listen, and of course, intermittently answer. Is that fine, sir?
Yes, of course. Thank you so much.
Yes. So, scholastic activities. Now, teaching methods are ways.
Madam, you please let me know when we have to share the slide.
Yeah, you can put it on, sir. You can.
Okay, Miss Sarita, please share the slide.
Sorry, sir. Time to buy a new laptop. Courtesy.
It's okay.
Yeah, so sorry. Feel embarrassed, sir. I'm so sorry.
So give me a minute.
Yeah.
Madam, you can go on.
Yeah. So, teaching methods are ways to instruct students in a classroom, helping them to understand and remember what they have learned. Some of the best teaching strategies, allow educators to convey information in a clear and concise way, while also ensuring that students retain it over a long term. So if students can comprehend facts on a deep level and practice skills properly in a classroom, they can apply that wisdom and those abilities to their personal lives and the future careers. So teaching methods, are opportunities to make learning engaging, inspiring, and fun for students. They aid teachers in fulfilling the responsibility of guiding the social and emotional development of children. By using the right strategies, teachers can instill values of respect, empathy, and cultural sensitivity into their classroom. They can also use teaching methods to prepare students for standardized learning. So your classroom philosophies and principles can vary based on your preferences as a teacher, your school mission statement, your subject areas, and other factors. So let's come down to the bottom line. We all know about this pyramid of learning. What I see, what I hear, I forget. What I see, I remember. And what I do, I understand. So this is the basis, of all should be the basis of all your scholastic processes for the next generation. See, this is what the NEP has given us a pathway for. So if you notice lecture, I don't have to say this, but I'm just repeating it for the benefit of all the new teachers in this profession. Lecture training, it just works out to, lecture method of teaching just works out to 5% of retention in students. The next better one is reading, followed by audio visual, then demonstration 30%, discussion 50%. When we do it, physically, it is 75%. And the most important learning, takes place when you teach something to others. Now, I'm at this stage. So I learn more when I teach others more, you know. So, thank you for giving me an opportunity, Salam sir, to teach others what little I know. Because in the bargain, I learn a lot more. Every time I come out of the session, I think that, with the answers that the teachers give, I add it to my slides every now and then, right? So now, teachers, hands on your chat box, please. Okay. What are the different types of teaching methods that you know of? This presentation is all about scholastic processes. So I'm going to talk to you about 10 different varieties today. So, sir, we may probably have another session at the end of next month, because the topics are very vast, So at the end of next one, but I'll try to do all the scholastic processes today. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Learning by doing, playway method, okay, experiential learning, flipped classroom, Priya Ravi, audio visual, fantastic. Playway, heuristic approaches, demonstrative, blended, activity based, okay, role plays, fantastic, fantastic. Right. Project, collaboration, experiential, story, pedagogy, debates, all these are different methods, right? So ma'am, can you move to the next slide? Yes. But today I'm going to tell you about some of the basic methods from which all the other methods that you have discovered, what you have stated in the chat box, are connected to. Okay. So differentiated instruction. Now, what kind of differentiated instruction do you practice in your classroom? Can you share with me in your chat box? What is that type of differentiated instruction that you practice in your this thing? What do you do? What kind of differentiation how does differentiation in your classroom help your students? Yes, different worksheets. Okay, you listen and ask, extra practice. Okay, you do role play, you do remedial work. Excellent. Then you art integrated learning. Okay, you do that. Speaking, slip tests. Okay, very good. Group work, case studies, quiz, pair and share. Okay, wonderful. You seem to know it all. Now, I'm going to speak a little on differentiated instruction. See, differentiated instruction is the idea of creating tailored instructions for students based on differing needs. And this may involve the ways by which students access content, the activities they do, the assessment techniques a teacher uses, or even the physical setup in a classroom. So, as all people have varying abilities and talents, it is beneficial for a teacher to adapt their learning styles, rather their teaching styles, to unique students. Yes, individualized plan, Ridula ma'am, fantastic. So this is a key step in supporting students with disabilities in the classroom and ensuring that they feel welcome and comfortable in academic environments, right? Now, what are the ways you can, do this differentiated instruction? You can provide learning materials for different reading levels. Then you can have, customized spelling tests for your students. Then you can give support, or you can give support to a small group of students. Then one-to-one help, after school help for students to encounter challenges, difficulties in various subjects. Most important, monitor the progress, discuss this progress, and importantly, find educational strategies which can be partnered with home support. Then measure progress. Anything should be data driven. Measure your progress in each way through Could be any method, you know, it need not have to be the pen and paper method. Through projects, it could be through participation, it could be through portfolios, you know. So this is one thing I want the teachers to focus on. Why? Because 1 in every 5 students, you know, fall in this category. They need some reading support or writing support. You know, they need that kind of support. So if you provide this sort of instruction, you know, it needs a lot of planning, and planning for preparation of different worksheets, because students could be at different levels. More importantly, it requires a lot of patience and understanding from the teacher, right? So this, according to me, is the most important form of instruction in the scholastic area, because no child has to be left behind. NCLB, the jargon, the acronym of this is NCLB, no child left behind. So focus on reading. So once the child knows to read, everything will follow. Reading and speaking, followed by mathematics, you know. So if you work on this, your the next generation of students will definitely progress further. So the next slide, sir. Yes. Lecture-based learning. Very, very boring method, but it is still practiced in many, for certain topics, it works very well. So I suggest that you keep this method for the, most minimal number of topics, okay? But when you are in this method, as you are very much aware, teachers explain information while students are only passive observers, okay? And while a teacher is presenting, students can listen, they can watch, they can take notes, they can copy the teacher's demonstrations. While this is a very conventional and helpful approach, teachers may alter it for different learning environments, okay? So some suggestions for teachers while they do this lecture-based learning. First is keep your lessons brief. Why do we need to keep lessons brief? Can you please type in the chat box? Why do we have to keep the lessons brief? Why? Why? Okay, focus level, fantastic, fantastic. Yes, and what do the students not have? For better understanding, avoid, yes, limited attention span. That was the word that I was looking for. So students have short, limited attention spans and might be able to focus only for a short period of time, okay? Then next, allow time for questions, while this can make the lecture process longer, it can also allow students to engage with the material, comprehend it, and remember it more easily. Okay? Then, third important point, creating instructional videos. Many teachers, use a flipped classroom where they encourage students to watch lectures or videos at home and complete assignments in class. So this can be a great opportunity to let students work at their own pace, as they can see videos again by rewinding and replaying them. Visual cues, okay? Presentations such as icons, images, and videos can be a great way to keep your audiences interested in the content. Then promote handwritten notes. For those students who are able, handwritten notes on paper can be a great way to stay focused during lectures. It will help people to recall information well and strengthen their spelling and writing lectures. Okay, and writing skills. Now, the next slide. Yeah, technology-based classroom. Okay, many of our schools, are, incorporating technology in our classrooms. What way do you in your school incorporate technology? Can I have some answers in the chat box, please? Okay. One minute. Yes, tell me. E-learning, smart simulations, videos, okay. Audio visual, smart classes, very good. Then PPTs, okay. PPT, online quizzes, digital, you use digital platforms, you use projectors, fantastic. You started using Chat GPT for, okay.
Yes, in between somebody has mentioned it, Chat GPT also.
Yes, that's what I'm telling. Then live quizzes, Google Forms, working models. So you're all technology masters, definitely technology. But I was not at your level 30 years ago. When I joined Indian School Muscat, the only thing that I knew was to, send an email. I'm sorry. And my school trained me to use whatever little technology that I know to use today. Now, but we have to focus on all these points that I am telling right now. Okay. So, okay, you have to use these points. First thing is word processors. Smart. Okay, fantastic. I'll be asking you questions. So, word processors. To learn this skill, consider finding a free word processor online so that you can see. Many of y'all may be new to this profession, and all these points will greatly, help you to use it very widely in your classrooms. So you can practice using its primary features. Be sure to learn some basic formatting properties, such as how to underline a word, change the script style, or skip to the next line on a document. Now, sending emails, you may think it looks childish, but it isn't. To become tech savvy, it is very often important for individuals to learn how to use an emailing account, as most workplaces use emailing and other types of digital correspondence to exchange information and send files. You can also use an emailing service to connect with external stakeholders such as client or customer. Some critical emailing skills include knowing ways to structure a digital message and send it to intended recipients. Then spreadsheets. Learning how to use a spreadsheet software can help you add value to a company or organization as you organize information and conduct administrative tasks efficiently. Okay. Then now see what I'm teaching you. You can use it at the junior level, and you can make the children do it at the senior level, right from grade 6 onwards. So that is it. Then touch typing exercise. Okay. Modern keyboards arrange letters in layouts that help you touch type effectively, which you can study through a specialized software program. Okay. Then your digital presentations. Consider practicing how to make a digital presentation by hosting a slideshow party with peers, which involves each individual preparing a slideshow about their favorite topic. Okay. Then using a search engine. Search engine expertise involves knowing the right keywords and phrases to find fast and accurate information. This skill can be very valuable for technology savvy individuals as they required, as you may require it to conduct research and compile information. Okay. Then keyboard shortcuts. If you press Command and Tab key in sequential order, you can switch between applications on most Windows and Mac devices. Then HTML and CSS programming. Consider teaching and learning some basic elements of these programming languages to find opportunities to deepen your understanding of modern technology. Virtual conferences, okay? Teams often require virtual meetings to communicate effectively and conduct work tasks. So you can also learn how to operate some hardware that might help meetings run more smoothly, including a high quality microphone and a video camera. Social media. Be sure to learn some basic social media tools and functions like tagging, which typically involves placing the @ symbol before an individual's name or company's title in a post to link them directly. Fabulous. Now, have you heard of something called as group learning? Have you heard of something called as group learning? Yes. Yes, you have, right? So, what is this group learning? Okay, this you should encourage in your schools. That is where I'm trying to, show it to you. Segmenting students into groups is a great way to teach them skills in collaboration. While in the teams, they can discuss subjects and learn about the perspective of others. It's important to encourage both class participation and listening skills so that students can gain these abilities for the future. Teachers can assign group presentations so students can convey information to the rest of the class, ask and answer questions, and interact with each other. Let me tell you, teachers, this group learning or peer learning is the best form of learning, So please, encourage, and research has proved that learning through this procedure, even the harder concepts can be learned very easily through the peers. Okay, so try this practice within the classroom. Yes, it's a proven method. Yes, fabulous. Okay. Next slide, ma'am. Okay. What is this individual learning? Okay. 1 minute. Yeah. What is this individual learning? Do you all do individual learning in your schools? How do you do individual learning in your schools? Can you please one-to-one, right? For which subjects do you all prefer this individual learning? Yeah, independent learning, mathematics. Very good, Nino. Okay, Sunita, maths again. Any more teachers who have used individual learning? Many of you all seem to have used it for remedial classes. Yes, English, grammar, you can do it that way. Science, fabulous. Practicals, very, very good. History, yes, again, history, you can make them do these mind maps so that, learning becomes very easier. Very, very good. Good host of teachers have answered for this. So what is this individual learning? See, while group projects can be, let me tell you, exciting, can provide exciting opportunities for students, it's also very important to promote individual learning so that students can work by themselves. Assigning journal entries can be an excellent way to give students time to think through topics and develop thought and analysis. This is especially helpful before hosting a class discussion, so class members can have ideas for what to say. Teachers can read writing assignments to reward points to students who cannot participate vocally in a class, right? Next would be inquiry-based learning, okay? This is also, how many of your schools promote inquiry-based learning? Can you identify how many steps are there in this inquiry-based learning? Looking at the slide, can you check? 6. Ninu is the first one to answer. Brilliant. Yes. So there are 6 steps in this inquiry-based learning. First, as you see very clearly, is the orientation. Okay. Then second is questioning. Third is exploration. Fourth is creation. Then fifth is discussion. And sixth is reflection. So how do you do this inquiry-based problems, inquiry-based learning? Actually, you reflect on your past problems and solutions, evaluate and apply your strengths. So knowing your strengths can help you create the problem-solving process that works best for you. Thinking about your top strengths are and how you can incorporate them into your problem-solving process. You can work together with your team to understand your group's strengths. Third important point, research effective problem-solving strategies. For instance, conflict resolution techniques, communication strategies, and creative approaches to solving common problems in workplace are several methods to research that can help you build your plan. Ask for support and feedback. Another way, to build your problem-solving strategy is by asking your team for feedback. Asking your team for feedback, and you can get ideas from your mentors or colleagues on how they solve problems, or you can ask for feedback on a draft of your problem-solving process. So get feedback from diverse sources, as people with different backgrounds and roles may have unique, abilities. Then once you have drafted a problem-solving process, test your process and make revisions to it if necessary. Apply it to solve a current challenge and take note of the aspects that are successful and the aspects that need improvement. So later, evaluate your strategies consistently to ensure success over time, right? So, very important. Then we have just done the inquiry-based learning. Then we move on to the, 1 minute. Kinesthetic learning. Ma'am, the next slide. See, the kinesthetic learning, learning style, okay, is a notion of learning through movement, and teachers can move around the classroom and use hand gestures while they present to engage students visually and kinesthetically. So what are the different activities that you can do? 1, drawing. 2, acting. 3rd, building structures. Then 4 is playing. Now, what are the different kinesthetic learning experiences that you can offer to your students. One, hands-on simulations. For example, during a training course for a new software program, supervisors might ask participants to perform specific everyday tasks using the new program rather than watch a video presentation on the software. Okay? Then, next, animation. I give you an example. Interactive animation of a new machine would allow participants to click on different components of the device to see what they do. Okay? Then role-playing exercises. For example, when you're teaching accounts, new customer service representative may role-play conversations to practice how they would help a customer who is unhappy with a purchase. Other students could observe the scenario and discuss what was successful and what needed improvement. Then interactive documents, then multiple choice questions and drag and drop tasks can make presentations and documents more interactive. Then micro-learning lessons. Micro-learning lessons usually last between 3 and 5 minutes. So they encourage trainers to deliver only the most essential and meaningful content, right? Then, what are the benefits? Okay, can you suggest to me what are the benefits of this kinesthetic learning? Come on, type in the chat box. Phonetics, okay. What are the advantages? Child is active, okay. Sunita, wonderful. Next, it's active learning, fantastic. Samuel Kuwait. Whole body is involved, right? Participation, extraordinary participation, very good. There's involvement, excellent. Learning by doing, lovely. They will always remember, Smita. That's a wonderful answer. When you, good health, okay, good. Instead of just plunking themselves in the classroom, Biji, very, very good. Tanya, same answer. Enjoying the learning process should be wonderful. They enjoy the learning process. It's very interesting, lively. Then student becomes independent, better understanding, lovely, greater retention, gallery walk. Now, hand-head coordination, not boring. Lovely, 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 lovely. Children move and stay engaged. They never forget. Lovely. So fantastic. And I just, although you have stated it all, for the benefit of some of the new teachers, I wish to state, just repeat some of these points. Increased information retention, improved muscle memory, more active participation, improved problem-solving skills, refined risk assessment, improved autonomy and self-confidence, and strengthened working relationship. I hope you're clear. I hope you're clear. Teachers, I hope you're clear till now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, very good. Yes, I just check in between so that, the tempo is also maintained. Okay, now we did this to the next slide, the game-based learning. The game-based learning, classroom games. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let us focus on, learning. So what is this game-based learning? Okay. 1 minute. So if you want to update your classroom techniques and help children to be more excited about learning, consider developing and implementing educational games or challenges, whether in person or online. Okay. I'm going to give you some games. Okay. So first game could be your studying contest. So this game can help students study lesson content and quickly analyze information, making it beneficial for reviewing test materials. You draw 2 circles on the board and label one yes and the other no. Separate students into 2 teams and call one representative from each to listen to a statement and decide if it is true or false. The first student who taps the circle with the correct answer wins the round for the team. Find the clues, working in teams, one student picks a word and gives their teammates clues without saying it. Their goal is to identify as many words as they can. The team that has most after 60 seconds wins the round. Then find the object or the image. In this, what happens is students can learn researching skills while learning the components of a classroom. You provide a list of objects or images in the classroom and set a timer for 3 minutes while students search for them. Then, category contest, very good. For instance, one topic could be outer space and a related category could be planets. So if the assigned letter is M, the planet might be Mars. So it might be helpful to design a point system based on different parameters like the complexity of the word. Then bingo, you can use this game to review lesson content and help students study for exams, particularly when teaching vocabulary words or multiplication tables. You prepare a grid for each student with different questions or mathematical expressions, right? So this is another one. I've got a lot of next slide, ma'am. Okay. 1 minute. Can I, ma'am, just go to the previous slide? Sorry. Can you share any of the new games that you use in your schools? Sudoku, fantastic. Ken puzzles. What is this Ken puzzles? I don't seem to know this. Can somebody type?
Yes, ma'am. It is actually a mathematical. It's like Sudoku only.
Sudoku. Okay.
Yes. It's fantastic. A type of Sudoku.
Yes. Fantastic.
Yeah,
Duolingo, word wall, Scratch, Minecraft, puzzles, word grid. Fantastic. Fantastic. See the talent, madam, among our teachers. We just have to ignite the spark. Jumbled words. Superb flowchart. Scrabble. Lovely. So crossword puzzles after reading. Word grids. Fabulous. Next slide, ma'am. So, yes. See, I've got about 20, activities. And I want you to understand, this is called as expeditionary learning. Okay. And I'm just going to give you one line because the number of methods are plenty. But you try to use it somewhere in your teaching. Okay. These are, some of the very active processes. So first thing, reading. Okay. Why is reading essential? You know this. It helps children develop their vocabulary, spelling, punctuation, comprehension. You teach them first to read, then only to write. So please don't focus on writing. As a primary teacher, your main interest should be to ensure that all your students read. Then inductive reasoning. You can have a child look at 3 pictures of cats drinking milk and 2 of dogs chasing squirrels and ask what generalization they can make from this. So using inductive reasoning, they may claim all cats drink milk or all dogs enjoy chasing squirrels. Okay, this is how you should do. Then practice making connections. Okay, then children can learn about making connections by reading books that have characters with similar experiences as them. And they also look at pictures of animals that have interesting characteristics, like similar eyes or noses. So just see how you can make connections. Then backward thinking. See that reverse thinking, they also call it. So backward thinking, for example, you can have children practice this by telling them two people left their houses at the same time and arrived at the destination 15 minutes apart. Then you can ask what caused the difference. So this activity helps to develop their critical thinking skills and can also, enable to improve the problem solving abilities. Sequencing and grouping. Okay, children learn to sequence and group by sorting objects through color, okay, size, shape, and type. Okay, then they also learn to put things in order by choosing a starting point and following a set of rules that dictates the next appropriate place for the object. Then practicing pattern, observation and description. You can have them look at a picture of an animal and ask them to describe what traits they see, or you can give them a list of traits for an animal and ask them to draw it using what they have seen in similar animals. Okay, then practicing pattern recognition. Okay, you can practice this activity by giving them a list of numbers or a series of shapes and asking them to find the pattern to predict the future outcomes of the series. Then problem solving. You can ask them to use building blocks to create a stable bridge between two structures. See, I'm just giving one example for each type. I will share this PPT with you. I will also give you the PDF of what I am speaking right now. Then, so you don't worry about it. Then you only try to use this in your methods while teaching your during delivery in the classroom. Then memory retrieval. For example, they learn alphabet and multiplication tables. They can use card games to help them to develop their memory, such as having them remember on what's face down. Okay. Then writing. Children can learn about writing by trying to write their names or the alphabet. Then creative thinking, reading different books that challenge their minds, okay, and give them new ideas or insights into topics that they don't understand. They can also challenge themselves with puzzles. Then drawing. Children can learn about drawing by playing with paper, pencil, crayons, markers, paints, and other materials. Practicing reversibility. For children, you can ask them to count backward from 50 or list the alphabet in reverse order. You can give them a finished puzzle and ask them to undo it in proper order. So then how do you socialize? Help students to socialize. So children develop these skills by watching adults interact with one another, which can teach them proper ways to speak and treat other people. Then practicing, coding, decoding, very true. Coming. Then singing, practicing procedural knowledge. For example, they watch their parents cook dishes or do chores around the house. You can practice this by performing a task that requires a very specific input and asking a child to repeat what you did successfully. singing, you know. So you can help to develop these musical abilities by taking music classes, or they can work with a voice coach. You know, it will help them to understand pitch and beats and can develop their creative skills. Doing mathematics, they can practice maths. I've come to it, Payal. They can practice maths by working on a series of basic problems, such as giving them a jar of marbles and asking them to find the difference in the amounts of certain colors. Then using deductive reasoning. So this is to draw conclusion based on some facts. So they can learn about deductive reasoning by being taught the components of formulas and how to use them. Last, the instrumental learning. Children can practice instrumental learning by observing adults in their lives using tools such as screwdrivers and hammers to fix something around their house. Okay, so these are some of the ways of the experientiary learning. Okay, now let me just now, ma'am, the next teachers, do you use any more methods than these? Can you please share with me as well? Okay, cue cards. Okay, fantastic. Tarsia for primary level, word pyramid. Okay, flashcards. Okay, so I've given you some very different ones. Okay, these are routine ones. So that my purpose was to give you different methods so that twist in the story. Wow, this looks good. You know, fine. Okay. Now, what is the benefit of using a different process every time? Okay. What is the benefit? What is the benefit? Can somebody tell me? Can somebody tell me what is the benefit? Feels interested. Wow. Somebody has written feels interested. Sensitizing, create interest, arouse curiosity, long-term memory. Students enjoy learning, enjoy through repetition, excitement to students, wonderful. Curiosity encourages multiple intelligence. Wow, that's what I've put in my slide. Every child can learn, loves the subject. Very, very true, not borrowings. Classes will not be boring. It will be useful, mind-blowing. Very good. Very, very, very good. Active involvement. Fabulous. So, you seem to know all, know it all. There are three main reasons for using different teaching methods. First and foremost, each one learns through a different method. So, trying out these different methods helps you to cater to the different needs of the students in your classroom. Most importantly, you teach your students very, very effectively. So you can use effective teaching methods that educators have been using throughout history to help people learn. Then you plan your educational content. So in any career field, conducting the proper amount of planning and preparation can ensure your work is efficient and error-free. Planning your teaching methods for the day, the week, month, quarter, or year can support well-functioning lessons and classroom activities. Then, third, very, very important point, finding the best ways to connect with your students. Experimenting with various teaching methods allows you to gauge what your students need and govern your classrooms well. You can discover the teaching styles that lead to better performance on assessment and better progress reports. Okay, then my last slide. Yes, tips for using teaching methods. Okay, a good mentor teaches you how to think, not what to think. Okay, you are not a teacher, but you are an awakener of knowledge. Then what the teacher is more important than what he teaches. Okay, this is the most important quote. And teachers who love teaching teach children to love learning. Now, with all these wonderful quotes, I am here to tell you two very, or rather 5 very important tips for using teaching methods. First and foremost, consult advanced professionals in your field. Very good that you're attending such in-service, your workshops, so that you broaden your horizon as a teacher. Conduct research, consult with experienced professionals to find inspiration on how you can operate your classroom effectively. You can also check with multiple people to confirm that your lessons are appropriate before implementing them to ensure their success. Okay. Then next, gain feedback from students and parents. Okay. In many schools, there are methods through which students and parents can give regular feedback to teachers about classroom techniques. Study this feedback carefully to adjust your approaches and meet student and parents' needs, right? Then be adaptable, very important. Don't be very rigid. So stay open in trying new methods as your students grow, as you get new students, and as times change. With the advance of technology and other tools you can use in the classroom, there might be various ways in which you might improve your students' learning experience. Then create a routine, an everyday routine, like a brief lecture, an individual writing assignment, and a group activity every day can keep the classroom predictable and comfortable for students. If students know what to express, this can reduce stress and make them more ready to learn more new information. Teach the same topic. Yes, reflection matters. Very true. Then teach the same topic in 3 different ways. Consider teaching key topics in multiple ways using a mix of methods to help students to remember information. For example, you may have read about a topic, write about it, and perform an interactive activity about it. So this is my presentation for today. Salam sir, Beena ma'am. If teachers have any questions, I would be very honored to answer.
Yes, ma'am. Teachers can raise their hands and we will unmute you so that you can ask. Also, you can share your experience, you can share your ideas.
Thank you, Priya ma'am. As a good am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
As usual, as a good mentor, you have throughout the session taught us how to think rather than what to think. Your session was really very captivating, ma'am. You have used the 21st century skills also. Time and again, you kept on asking questions which motivated everybody to think. So their critical thinking was alert. Any questions? Sir has forwarded the form. Please do fill the form.
Priya ma'am, so many, encouraging, comments you can see in the chat box.
Yes, there are so many encouraging. Thank you, ma'am. It's all running. All comments are running. Everybody wants to write something for you, ma'am. So you can see how much effective your session was. It was an enriching session, ma'am. A very insightful session. Thank you so much. Before I start reading, it runs away. A good class session. Excellent. Very effective. Thank you, ma'am. Very informative. Any question anybody has? As I said, ma'am's session.
Yes, there is Miss Smita Nambishan. You can ask me.
Hello.
Yeah,
Good
yes, ma'am.
evening. Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am. And to all other dignitaries there online and to all the teachers. One question, ma'am said, what the teacher is more important than what he teaches.
Yes.
Can you just explain that a little more?
Yeah.
I hope I'm
even, yeah, 1 minute.
I hope the question is
I have understood what you want. I just addressed a group of teachers, I think my middle school teachers, a couple of days, because we just closed today. You know, we have a 10 days break actually, okay, for teachers. Now, I told them, actually, you teach them less, okay, and inspire them more, okay. What does this mean? You should be a role model in your presentation in the class. You should, now it is like this. I don't wear a badge. Please listen to me very carefully. And I tell my teachers, you wear a badge and come. How does it serve? No. Then, smallest thing, you appreciate them, you praise them, you laud them for their efforts. So when you do that, when somebody gives you a pat on the back, don't you feel that person gets drawn towards you? Now, because that person gets drawn towards you, the child likes your subject more than, through you. This I always tell. So this is what it actually means. So you should be a perfect role model. You should not speak one thing and do one thing.
Mitha ma'am, you raised your hand.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. It was a really fruitful session and you guided us so well. Ma'am, my question to you is actually I wanted to ask, can you brief us more on flip session and fish method?
Flip session
and fishbone method.
Yeah. See,
diagram. How can we use that? And that's all. Okay.
Okay. This flipped sessions, okay, let me tell you, is very, very fruitful. Just 1 minute. The flipped sessions are very, very useful in especially learning higher concepts, okay? Or so let me tell you tough concepts. Now, what you have to do in the flipped method is you give the content to the child to prepare, okay? And when you, you ask them to go through the videos, you ask them to go through the content, everything they go through, and the next day they assume your role. Please understand, that is where it is called flipped, okay? So they assume your role, okay? Now they try to solve the, how to tell you, the teacher then poses the questions, okay? Then the students, through the discovery that has been done, the previous learning, bases their answers based on the learning that has been done the previous day. Okay, and a fishbone diagram, okay, it's a visual way to look at the cause and effect. It is a more structured approach than other tools available for brainstorming the causes of a problem. Okay, the problem or effect is displayed at the head or at the mouth of the fish. It is basically that root cause analysis. Any doubts further?
I think it is very clear. You have explained it very clearly.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. My doubts are clear. Thank you, ma'am.
The certificate links have been posted. All participants, you're requested to fill in the form.
Flipped learning is the most easiest thing teachers do the current day. Am I right, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Especially they can use in, vast
chemistry,
topics like social studies and all, they can assign to the students.
Chemistry also, sir. They can go through those equations and all.
Yes.
Periodic table,
All right, Bina ma'am, let's wind up. It seems there are no questions. It was, self-explanatory as usual.
Yes, as ma'am always is, explained very clearly everything. So I think there is no questions left for anyone to ask. So as we come to the end of the session, it's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks. I begin by thanking our resource person. Just a minute. Just a minute. Sorry. Resource person for the day, Priya ma'am, for yet another remarkable session. You have, I'm sure our educators have got one more aspect, or many more aspects of Sqaaf clarified, and all the credit goes to ma'am. I thank our program director, Dr. Salam, for facilitating such enriching sessions week after week. Thank you, Bina Jacob ma'am, for sparing your precious time. A big thank. I don't know what went wrong with Arun sir. He is not present. Otherwise, he is the one who conducts it. I would like to thank, because I know it is he who has done the AI part. So thank you, Arun sir, for the technical help that he has given us. Now, I expect that everybody has filled in the form, feedback form, which has been, the link which has been posted. Education is an endless journey. This journey opens up new vistas of development of humanism, where one can strive to rise up above pettiness, disharmony, jealousy, hatred, or enmity. It transforms a human being into a wholesome unit, a noble soul, and asset to the universe. Real education enhances the dignity of a human being and increases his or her self-respect. If only the real sense of education can be realized by each one of us, with the guidance of the teachers and the mentors, we carry forward in every field of human activity. Now, I take this privilege to wind up this session and request Salam sir to wind up the session. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Bina ma'am. Thank you for being part of this meaningful journey which we have been, taking for the benefit of everyone. There are no words enough to thank, Priya ma'am. Rather than, presentation, it was, she is, entering into the hearts and minds of people through very natural presentation, delivery with of the content and ideas. And equally, participants were very active, proactive with their own, sharing of their experience and ideas, lots of ideas. In addition to what Priya ma'am has shared, we got lots of techniques and ideas from our participants as well. So this has proved that sharing is really a kind of learning. So thank you so much, Priya ma'am, and all the participants for your wonderful, efforts for keeping ourselves learn, unlearn, and relearn. So that is the process going on. So much, thank you so much, everyone. Keep joining us. Priya ma'am, I think we have to do one for co-scholastic as well.
Yeah, we'll do. We'll do next month, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Sir,
Thank you
I'm
so much,
learning
ma'am.
something
Yeah.
on Chat GPT. Holiday homework for me.
Okay, okay, yeah, very good. Yes, I think GPT is widely used, though it has its disadvantages. More
But we should
advantages are
know.
there. Yeah,
But we should know.
we should know. Yes, yes, I am using it. I am using
We should look for its advantage.
it.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Correct, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Sarita ma'am. Definitely, Arun Mohan couldn't join as he is engaged with some other Bharat Sakhodi activity. Yeah, he definitely deserves a vote of thanks because he has made the video and all for you. So thank you so
Extremely
much.
sorry.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am.
Just a minute. Extremely
Yeah.
sorry. I'm really failing from the duty by not acknowledging Sarita ma'am's effort. She has really given me the support for today's day. I
Yes,
really thank
definitely.
from my deep heart. Thank you, Sarita ma'am, for helping us to take up this journey. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Smita Swami has again, raised her hand. Smita ma'am, do you have any more question before winding up?
Yes, sir. I'm unable to fill my link.
You can save it and fill later, ma'am. Maybe some technical glitches. Everybody
Yes,
is filling. I am getting.
I don't know why that link is not opening, so I'm unable to do that. I'll save it
Okay,
and
you please save it on your desktop on Word or somewhere. If it is
also
mobile, also you can keep it on your WhatsApp or somewhere. You can open it later.
yes, sir.
Maybe a temporary glitch.
Yeah, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night,
Good
Priya ma'am, Pina
Good
ma'am,
night,
Miss
everyone.
Sarita.
Good night,
Good night.
sir. Good night.